Welcome back, y'all. We are talking with Shelby Brown here for the new cycle studio here in San Angelo. Shelby, how are you today?
I am doing great. Thank you for having me.
Of course, we're so excited. So, starting off quick, what inspired you to open the Spin Effect here in San Angelo?
Okay, so I have been teaching cycle for over 2.5 years at Crunch Fitness, and Crunch played a huge part in my life as far as fitness and community. I had started my fitness journey back in 2021, and I lost over 30 pounds, and not just like the physical aspect, but I started noticing mental changes, and I had a lot of depression before I started in the gym, and the physical movement helped alleviate some of that. But then you start talking to people when you go to the gym.
Right.
And so I started making a bunch of friends, and a year's in, and I'm a completely different person. I've lost the weight. I used to be shy, and I'm talking to all of these people, and I'm just this bubbly personality bouncing around the gym. And so in 2022, I started handing out stickers as a random act of kindness to give back to this community that helped me become the person that I was becoming. And by now, I have handed out over thousands of stickers, but I started to notice that so many people go to the gym because they were struggling. They were struggling mentally with so many different things. And I would give people a sticker, and the stories that they would tell me would blow my mind. And then that's when I realized that fitness was crucial for mental, but it was also a place where people went for community. And I wanted to be that positive person when people came to the gym. And then in 2023, I was like, okay, I want to be some form of a job in the fitness world. And so I became a group fitness instructor, and I did not want to touch cycle at all.
Really?
Yes. They kept telling me, oh, you need to get certified in cycle. You do so good in there. And I was like, no, absolutely not. I did Pilates, and I was very quiet. So much to the point where my coordinator would be like, we need to turn your mic up. And they eventually convinced me to get cycle certified, and I told them I'm only teaching 1 day a week. I don't want to do any more than that. And I started teaching, and I realized that, because I love music, and I realized that the cycle room was a place for me to connect music, fitness, as well as positivity in a space where people felt like they belonged. And so me teaching that one class a week turned into me teaching 3 times a week. And I have since taught over 300 classes at Crunch, and the community that I was able to build in that room was unimaginable. There's just something about being able to hold people's attention on a bike with great music, and then your words mean so much. And so when you're able to speak positivity into people's lives, even just 1 time a week, it means the world to these people.
Right.
And so back in June, I'm a One Tree Hill person. I love One Tree Hill. If you've never seen One Tree Hill, go watch it. But in June, my husband and I took a vacation to Wilmington, North Carolina. And that is where One Tree Hill was filmed. And there's a cast member there that owns a cycle studio. So naturally, we went and took the class there. And my husband said, we could do something like this in San Angelo. And so since June of this year, I have been working to build the cycle studio of my dreams. And I am so excited to bring this to San Angelo. I feel like it's a need, and I feel like it's like my time at Crunch showed me that physical movement and community helps people's mentals so much, and I'm so excited to be able to hold a place like this for people in San Angelo.
So you said that you felt like it was a need in San Angelo. Could you
Yes.
kind of explain more on what you mean by that?
You can go take cycle classes here in San Angelo. You can take them at Crunch, you can take them at TrueFit, you can take them at Shannon. But other than those 3 gyms, there is not anywhere that is focused solely on cycle.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that there are, I've been told this. There are people out there that won't take my cycle classes previously because I was at Crunch.
Mm-hmm.
And while I love Crunch, like I understand that there are people that don't love Crunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to be able to bring cycle to San Angelo for those people who don't want to go to Crunch, or they don't want to go to TrueFit, or they don't want to go to Shannon. Like we're not a big corporation.
Mm-hmm.
We're a local corporation, and my focus is on empowering and motivating people in positive ways. And yeah, I think we don't have a gym that is focused on those things.
Right.
They're very much focused on fitness.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of gyms here to choose from, and all of them offer something different, and they're all great in their own way. We're very excited to be the Good Vibes studio.
That's exciting. So for people who haven't tried cycling or spin before, how would you kind of describe it to them?
Okay, I'm going to kill a stigma right off the bat. Cycle is not scary.
Are you sure?
Yes, I get told all the time I am scared of the bike. The bike isn't going to bite you. I will tell you, and I tell this to all of my riders, your butt will hurt for 3 classes. After that, you're good. The seat is an adjustment, but after you've taken 3 classes, you get used to it, and then it is all fun and games after that. But I will tell you, cycle is a low impact form of cardio. And so those who have joint issues or are tired of the impact of other cardio forms such as running, cycle offers easy on the joint workouts. And then you mix it with music, and we are adding strip lights. So we have lights that go up the wall, over the ceiling, and then down the wall. We've got 3 of those. And so if you are looking to go to the club without the alcohol, we are going to be your place for that. We have different instructors, and we all teach differently, and we all bring different vibes to the table. And so if you were a first-time rider who has never taken a cycle class before, I have to tell you, just trust the process. Come for the good vibes, come for the positivity. It's not hard. Everybody thinks cycling is hard, but you get to choose your resistance, which determines how hard the class is. So if you want to ride on a low resistance for your first few classes, absolutely come do it. Come do it for the good vibes, and then learn the resistance later. Yeah.
Perfect. So we kind of touched on this a little bit, but what role do you see group fitness playing in bringing people together?
So, like I was saying earlier, if you wanted to go to the club, come to us. So many people go out at night, right? They go out at night to be a community. But there's something different about working out next to somebody and those kind of vibes, and you know that everybody else in the room is struggling just as bad as you are. And when you're able to share that kind of, I don't want to say pain because I don't want to scare people away, but when you're all struggling in the same way, so like say you're on a climb, which is where your resistance is up a little bit, and you're like, gosh, I'm dying right now. But then you look over and the person next to you is equally dying. There's just something about that shared experience together. And then you can take that resistance down and you both look at each other and you're like, God, that was hard. And then we go into like a relaxing, more upbeat, fun song and we're all singing and dancing. And then you're like, oh my gosh, that was so fun. It's just something about sharing those kind of moments with people in a non-judgmental form. Yeah.
So what has been kind of your biggest challenges with starting your own business?
I think the biggest challenge is just being wise with how we execute. And so, like, of course you have funding, but you, like, as much as you want to be like, oh, buy everything at once. Like, we're, like, having to think out every single purchase, thinking out every single decision we make for the studio. And while it is challenging in a way, this experience has been one of the most exhilarating things that I've ever done.
So how did you come up with the place that y'all are going to be at y'all's location and then just the design for the Spin Effect?
Okay. So I looked at 4 different locations, and Mason with Live Oak Testosterone, he had heard, rewind for a second. I have a podcast called Everything in the Gym Podcast, and my producer also does Live Oak Testosterone's podcast. And so my producer had mentioned to Mason that I was looking at starting a cycle studio. And so Live Oak Testosterone was looking at moving to a new location. And he was thinking about buying out the building, but he wanted to know if I would be interested in opening my location with them. And I went and looked at the area, and yes, it was everything we needed plus more. And so training from the ground up, they are also a gym, but they don't do open gym. Brandon runs a group fitness based personal training class. They run it morning, lunchtime, evening, and they were completely on board with us also moving into this location. And so now we are neighbors with Training from the Ground Up and Live Oak Testosterone, and we all complement each other really well. And so after that was secured, the building we're in, it used to be the old Caltech building, and Integris was in there as well. They're still in the building, but we all had to make like adjustments, and so I had like a giant gap in the wall, and so my contractor had to come fill it in. But I knew that I wanted pink. Pink had to be a part of the vision. It is my color. And then my podcast colors were pink and green. And so I used Landon with Cosmic Arc Media, who runs my podcast as well. I used him for my website. And he designed my logo. And after he created the logo, I was like, okay, we're going retro, groovy looking theme. And so
sweatbands and all.
Yes, yes. Which the sweatbands have been a part of my group fitness journey for a while. But if you were to walk into our building today, we just completed a mural on our wall, and it is very swirly and wavy, and it is pink, green, and white. And then the cycle studio portion, I knew that we had to have fun lights. My biggest hiccup at Crunch was I would get asked all the time, can we get cool lights in here? Can we get cool lights in here? And I would take it to Upper and say, hey, like, this is a request. And they'd say, no, we can't do that. And so I knew right off the bat that the cycle studio portion had to have fun lights. And we absolutely executed that.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
So are you offering any special events and themed rides kind of when you're starting to open up? What is your version of the cycling classes going to look like?
Okay, so we before we open, you guys should be on the lookout. We are doing a pop-up event with Strong Her Fitness, which is ran by Baruca Alvarez. She runs a gym out of her garage. And so we're going to team up with her and do a pop-up event with them. And then we will also be doing a pop-up event with Studio Good Movement, the Pilates studio in town. And then I'm also doing a pop-up at Alejandro's Mexican restaurant. They are creating a specialty drink for the Spin Effect.
That's exciting.
And then once we are open, we are expecting to open in January. We will have a grand opening, and we'll have classes running throughout that day. It'll be a big party. We have a bunch of giveaways coming. We've got giveaways from Drip Bar, giveaways from a tattoo artist, giveaways from Studio Good Movement, Alejandro's, and so much more. And then we will fill the crowd and the vibe and then go from there.
So you said y'all are hoping to open in January of 2026. Yes. That's very exciting.
Yes.
So kind of what are these next months looking for? What are you looking towards for these next months?
Yes. So we have anywhere from like 10 to 12 weeks left until we are open. And my gym flooring is arriving this week. Fun fact, it weighs 3,947 pounds.
Easy light work.
Easy. And so those are going to get laid. And then I have bikes on the way. We have ordered 20 bikes, and those all have to be put together. They don't come assembled.
Oh
yes.
My.
And then we are also not only a cycle studio, we will have strength training equipment as well. So dumbbells, squat racks, Smith machines, as well as other functional machines. So you can get your entire workout done in our studio. So I will be ordering all of that in the next couple of weeks, and some of it comes not assembled. And so we've got more assembly to go. And then I have a hallway that goes to nowhere, and it is called Positivity Hall. Nice. And one of the big things that I was allowed to do at Crunch was I had a whiteboard, and I would write prompts on this whiteboard, and then people could answer them. Some examples would be, what is the best advice that you have ever been given? Or if your life was a song, what would it be? And so we're going to have a hallway dedicated to these types of prompts where people can interact with daily. And so I have to paint that out. And then it's just getting staff hired and trained and comfortable with our system. And yeah, 10 to 12 weeks sounds like it's a long time, but trying to get all of that in is it's like trying to squeeze it all into a tight box.
Well, I think with what I've seen so far, I think y'all can get it done. So what do you hope that each rider takes away after a class at the Spin Effect?
I am hoping that each rider takes away the sense of self-worth, self-love, self-confidence. We want you to walk in those doors and drop everything that you're going through in life outside. Come in, work on yourself for 45 minutes to an hour. Come be you. Come be exactly who you are. Whether you're having a bad day and you have to cry it out while you're in class, come cry it out. If you're celebrating your birthday, okay, cool. We're going to celebrate with you. If you just got a job promotion, cool. Come on. Let's party. Let's have a great time. We want to be able to celebrate every form of life that you are walking through when you walk through those doors. And we want you to feel included. We want you to feel loved. We want you to feel like you have a place to go, that you are safe and you are not judged. And so, yeah, we want you to come in, leave everything else behind so you can work on you for that time frame. And then when you leave those doors, you feel like a breath of fresh air. You feel like, oh, okay, I love myself a little more. Yeah.
So far, what has been the most rewarding part of opening it up?
Oh, as every new business owner, you have fears of is this going to be successful?
Mm-hmm.
And I had that fear for a while, and there's still a part of me that is fearful of like failure. I mean, who's not scared of failure? But my two biggest fears were hiring staff. Who's going to want to come work for me? We're brand new. And the amount of applications that I have gotten in, it's almost reversed because I can only hire so many people. And it's just rewarding to know that like people want to come work with me and be a part of this movement, as well as the wait list that I have out there right now. I put this wait list out to kind of gauge like how we were going to do, what membership base is going to look like. And I released it and I thought, I'll be lucky if I get 20 people. And we're over 200 right now.
Wow.
And it's just rewarding knowing that like people are highly interested in the studio and the movement that we're moving towards.
So what are your memberships going to kind of look like between price and what they're going to offer?
So we will have a membership base for everybody. We will have memberships that are based off of a 12-month contract. We'll have memberships that are based off of a 3-month contract, and we'll have memberships that are month-to-month. If you sign up for the 12-month contract, these are going to be the cheaper prices than the 3-month and the month-to-month. Now, in each category, you're going to be able to get unlimited classes. There's an unlimited classes membership, which also gets you access to the gym. So you can come take 2 classes every single day if that is what you choose. And then we will also have 8 times a month membership base. So that allows people who want to come 2 times a week to come and be part of Cycle. That does not include gym access. You can add it as an add-on if you would like. And then we have a 4 times a month. So you can come once a week and come be a part of Cycle, and then you can also add gym on if you would like. And then if you are like, I don't want to do Cycle, I don't want to try Cycle, we will also have an open gym membership. But you best bet I'm going to ask you to come try Cycle.
Right. I mean, it is in the name.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, so if you could describe the Spin Effect with one word, what would it be?
Positivity.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Shelby, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me today.
Absolutely.
So is there anything else you would like to add about the Spin Effect in general?
If you are wanting to come be a part of us, you can find us at www.thespineffect.com, or you can find us on Instagram and Facebook.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all so much. We will see y'all next time.